Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Acura's all-new ADX, a compact SUV that isn't just built for one thing. It's precision-crafted for everything. To escape the grind with available all-wheel drive. To go with your flow with available Google built-in.
Hey Google, turn it up.
Okay, turning up the volume. And crafted to be heard with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. The all-new Acura ADX, crafted to match your energy. Acura, precision-crafted performance.
Take your vibes and go, 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 go.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injuries and additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
What's up, everybody? It's ImmaLetYouFinish, show number 224. And fun fact, we're going to be going bi-weekly for the summer months. Because you know what? It's summer. We talk a lot, but even we need a break from talking a lot. What's up? We're on the Pantheon Media Network. It's Court and Amy, your favorite host. And what's up, Ames?
Not much, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Planning my vacation. It's my birthday on Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be very old. And we have a great show today. We're going to be talking to Daphne and Celeste, or as I know Daphne, Karen, my downstairs neighbor, who knew that I lived a few flights above an international pop sensation. So we'll be talking to them in a little bit. But the first thing, let's start with men behaving badly, and then we'll go into men behaving in the most spectacular way. We love them so much. So Puffy's on trial. And it looks like they're moving very quickly through this. I guess they have to, because I don't think anyone's stomachs can take it.
Well, no, they plan on this trial actually being quite long. It's just that they started with Cassie,
right. Cassie
and an escort.
Well, they had two other people. So Cassie testified today. She is, for lack of a better term, the star witness. Everybody knows this. It is her lawsuit that set this whole thing in motion, basically. And the defense is a very odd defense. The defense is basically, he beat the shit out of her, but that's not what he's on trial for. He's not on trial for beating the shit out of her. So it's really gruesome testimony. She's also 3 months, in her third trimester. So, from those of us who watch Law and Order, you don't want to beat up on the nice pregnant lady, but it's pretty gruesome testimony. His kids are there, which I don't know. If those were my kids, I wouldn't let them in the courtroom, but that's just me. His mother, the sketches of what he looks like. He's starting to look like Rollo. I shouldn't laugh because these are very, very serious charges. But I mean,
I don't think there's anything really funny about it. It feels, listen, it's really interesting when I hear certain stories about men who pick really young women. And I feel like that's not by accident.
No, it's not by accident at
Because
all.
it is, when you're not really that experienced in the world and you think this is what it's supposed to be like, and you have somebody who can show you the highest of the highs, the highest of glamour, like private jets, the best kind of accommodations around the world, Met galas, and then the lowest of lows, and you think you're in love, and it's like the stuff that she was describing is pretty out there, right? Now, is it illegal? You know, that's the big question.
Well,
Is
that's
it
the
illegal?
defense. Well, he's not yeah, I mean the defense is going to be she was a consenting adult, and some people like to do freaky fucked up shit, which is true. The idea though is that they're claiming that this is racketeering and sex trafficking. I don't know. I hope he goes to jail for the rest of his life. I think he's guilty. I think most people think he's guilty. But we shall see. This is, like I said, so this is the jury consists of mainly black women.
No, it's more men. It's 8 men and 4 women.
Oh, okay, but the women are black.
Are they?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't mean doesn't mean anything in terms of, and of course, you're never going to find a jury pool who's never heard of him. So that's not the issue. I mean, it's impossible. This is New York, but we shall see. So let's talk about men doing the right thing.
Well, let's just say this. I feel like, and this is just the beginning, and they expect this trial to be a little long. This is just 2 days, and it already seems sleazy. What else? They haven't even played the tapes yet. They plan on playing some of these tapes in the courtroom. And it just all feels like, oh, and the judge is weighing whether to let the press see some of these tapes.
Well, I think we should. If he's so proud of him, let's see him. If he didn't do anything illegal, let's see him, right? I mean, they can't be any worse than watching him dance in those videos. I mean, of course they're worse. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long trial. But you know what's not going to be long, Courtney? Tomorrow's the game. Because, all right, I'm going to say something.
Well, they go
really
back to Boston, though, so...
No, they play tomorrow in the Garden.
Is it 3? It was 3 games in the...
They only play 2 games. It's 2 games at the Garden.
They played 2 games at the Garden.
No, they played 1 game. They played 2 games at the Boston Garden. They played 2 games in the Boston Garden.
And then the Knicks lost the first game at the Garden on Saturday, and then they won yesterday. They played 2 games at the Garden.
All right. The good thing is that Jason Tatum is out. Let me amend that, because obviously I don't wish a career-ending injury to the guy. He seems like a nice guy. It was a freak accident, but he will not be playing. He's out for the season, which means
he's going to be out for a lot of next season too. A torn Achilles takes a long time to rehab from.
Which means that it may motivate Boston, but I will say I'm no expert. The wind is beneath the Knicks' winds right now. The Boston just looks tired, and their entire game seems to consist of 3-point shots. So look, we can hope. If it doesn't,
but they are the defending champs, so that's the thing. You can never count the defending champs out. And they've got Porzingis, they've got Jaylen Brown.
He didn't look that good, Porzingis.
But everybody can have a shit game. The Knicks looked like shit Saturday night, and they got their asses kicked.
Here's my thing. I would love for it to happen. If it doesn't happen, I think they did themselves very proud.
I want it to happen simply because everybody counted them out. They're like, well, if they get to the next round, they have Boston, and they're not going to beat Boston. So beating Boston twice in Boston, then losing the first game at the Garden, then listen, I watched it with people last night because I've been going to watch it out with people, and just the energy of people for the Knicks has been exciting. I love that. You and I talk about this all the time, how the city gets when the Knicks are winning.
You see a lot of blue and orange all of a sudden, and good. And let it. look, obviously, I would love it if they beat Boston tomorrow. It'll be their first time in the Eastern Conference Championship in 25 years, which is
which
really
would
kind of
be
extraordinary.
it would.
No, it'd be
Let me
great.
just say, this city will act like they, if they just make it to the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals, we will act like we won the chip, just because it's like,
Yeah,
is this
I mean,
happening?
and it'll shut all these fake ass Knicks fans down with their nets, like all of. Yeah, I would.
And
just
it's
look,
our ragtag team, man. It's a bunch of ragtag guys who are like, we are.
ragtag.
I say that because if you look at this team on paper,
They're not
like,
superstars,
right?
They weren't.
You know what I'm
superstars,
saying?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like the other teams who have the
Right.
big names,
No.
the
I mean,
Steph
I would say
Currys and all.
I would say Cat. Bringing in
Yeah.
Cat was the big name.
Yeah,
Everybody
absolutely.
else who's a big name here has been homegrown big name.
But
Jalen
remember,
Brunson was
even
not a
when
big
he was
name.
in, where was he before? Minnesota, Minneapolis? Like, he
Minnesota.
didn't win the chip there, you know what I mean? So it's like him coming here. It's like these guys who all had potential now coming together, and it's gelling at the right time. So we'll see.
No, like I said, I will be very happy, obviously, if they win, especially since it's Boston, because Boston's a horrible place. It's Alabama with chowder, as far as I'm concerned. But if they don't, what is an iPhone has access to FaceTime? What the fuck? What is happening here? Anyway, I will be very happy if they win, as will everybody else. If they don't win, everything else in the world sucks right now. Why not?
Right. Why not?
I mean,
goes with everything else that's going on, so fuck it.
Everything else sucks. I mean, like, what else is new? Like, one more thing is gonna fucking suck. Like, who cares? All right, so let's just talk briefly. This has been like, for a band that really nobody has ever really heard of, this has been like 2 solid months of articles about Kneecap. So I've heard their documentary is great. I've heard the documentary is great.
I had never heard of them, and
now
I keep hearing about them.
Well, I had heard about them because there's not a lot of Irish rap groups, and also because of the documentary, which won a major prize at Sundance last year. So it's all right. So blah blah blah. You know, they are very controversial. They are very pro Gaza. They are very pro Palestine. They are the children. They are grew up in occupied Ireland. So I think it has to always be reminded to people, if they don't realize, the Irish have been for years pro-Palestine because they grew up occupied. They know what it's like to grow up occupied. And these guys, they sing in Gaelic, they sing in Irish. Okay, anyway, and then at Coachella, the big thing that broke everything is at Coachella, they had a sign that said free Gaza, free Palestine, and then fuck Israel. Okay. I don't even want to have that conversation. I think it's safe to say fuck the Israeli government, but not fuck Israel. The Israeli government is separate from Israel, the people. All right. So
True,
everyone is.
But I will say this, and I've said this before, and I have no chip in the game. I find it quite interesting that you can say anything about the Palestinian people, and the more horrible it is, you can say it, and there's no consequence, and people aren't angry. But then if it's said about the other side, it's like the thing with Kehlani. Kehlani just had she was part of the Pride series of concerts at Summer Stage in Central Park, and it's been canceled. And she said a million times, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm talking about what is happening here. And I find it really interesting, if you have a different position, you are suddenly seen as this outlier who is just saying the worst things. But if I say something about Palestinians, I can say the worst shit, and there's not a blink, there's not a whisper.
Well, there's reasons behind that we don't have enough time to go into. I mean, to be honest, and neither one of us, or especially me, are not qualified. But to go into, I mean, it's a deep.
I'm going to let you speak for yourself on that. I feel like I'm qualified to speak on it. I'm like, we're not going to.
No. I didn't. What I'm saying.
No. I'm just saying. You said neither one of us, and I just want to be clear. I have very strong opinions about a lot of this, but we're not a political show, and I'm not. I'm just. To me, it's just a very interesting thing how, if you see something that you think is horrible, and you're saying, I don't like this thing, the fact that people are so up in arms and they're like, destroy, kick you out, stop. And I'm like, what are we doing here? It's like, there is a discussion to be had about some of the shit that we're seeing, like, you know?
So Johnny Lydon, former Sex Pistol, former Pill, was interviewed about them. And because the band is constantly, any band that does anything confrontational and aggressive is compared to the Sex Pistols.
Right.
And Lydon, and I don't blame Lydon. He's like, first off, stop comparing everybody to us. We were a moment in time. And then what he did say is that if you're singing about killing people, then you are no friend. Whatever you want to say about the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
They said anarchy in the UK. They never talked about
They never talked about killing anybody, right? That wasn't their thing.
Right. So, I mean, people have their issues with Lydon. He is sort of a crank. He is sort of allegedly a Trumper. I don't even really think that was true. I think he did that to be a contrarian. He is a natural contrarian. But if I were Johnny Lydon, I would get very tired of every time somebody does something aggressive.
You're like the Sex Pistols, right?
You're just like the Sex Pistols. Like, no. We have nothing in common. The only thing they have in common is that they're all Irish, that Johnny's Irish, they're Irish, and they make music. And that's it. So I just thought that his comment was, I mean, I would be sick of it too at this point, having to constantly go, no, we're not. So I thought his comment, some people think his comment was like, oh, he's an idiot, whatever. I think it was absolutely right. I mean, I do think that to come to him and ask him for his opinion on them is kind of ridiculous. Never mind the fact I'm sure he doesn't even listen to them. I'll be quite honest with you.
And I didn't mean
he doesn't have kids. He doesn't have kids. So why would he? I mean,
And I didn't mean to cut you off and make it into another thing, because really,
no, it's fine. It's fine.
I think what I was trying to say truly is, if you can say a lot of horrible things about one group and one side, then why is it if somebody says horrible things about one group of people on the other side, it you must be stopped, your voice must be silenced, you must be kicked off of everything.
When we can figure that out, we will, because people are scared right now, because people are scared of retribution right now. That's really what it is. People are terrified of retribution because we have a retaliatory government and everyone's afraid of having their funding taken away. We're seeing it. People are artists that we know, organizations that we support, they're having their funding taken away. They're firing the Library of Congress because they actually think it's a library where people take out books.
She was like, I mean, she's DUI stuff. She's doing stuff for kids.
Right. All right. Look, I see two people popping up on screen. Do you want to take a little break and then we'll introduce our pals?
We sure will. Okay. We're taking a quick break, kids, and we'll be right back.
And we're back. So here's how it goes. I'm standing outside my building one day. I'm talking to Damien, who's a neighbor of mine. We've known each other for a long time. Great guy. Going like, hey, Damien, you need to listen to my podcast. He goes, oh, Karen, my wife, used to be in a girl group. The world stops. Suddenly, everything is in slow motion. I'm looking around and I go, girl group, you say? What kind of girl group? They were really popular in England. The world stops again. I start moving it backwards. I said, my podcast partner, Courtney Anderson, is the biggest, queerest, blackest girl pop UK group fan ever. So much. It's true. It's true. He knows all the members of All Saints, not even the ones who fucked the Gallagher brothers.
Title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. And so when I said,
I love All Saints.
I know he does.
We were there for peak All Saints.
I love All Saints. Oh my God, peak All Saints, so good. But even the last few records they put out have been so good.
But anyway,
so then she comes to me and she goes, have you ever heard of Daphne and Celeste? I was like, get the fuck up out of here. The ones who got bottled at fucking Reading? Yes, I know Daphne and Celeste. She was like, she's like, she said, one is my neighbor. I don't know if it's Daphne or Celeste because I know her as Karen. And I was like, whichever one it is, get them on the show.
So it's been a minute, but the important thing is that now look at us, former record industry people. We've primed it perfectly because you are doing a reunion show at a fabulous festival in England at the end of May. Ladies and gentlemen, Daphne and Celeste. Yay!
Okay, can I just start by this? I never comment on women's looks, but you both look like you're like fucking 25 years old.
No, they are like
and I feel like Daphne and Celeste happened in like 2000, 2001 or something like that. It was really a long time ago.
You're correct. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so
Courtney,
tell me,
if you Google them, they are quite a bit younger than us.
No, well, everybody's younger than us, sweetie. My plant, like everybody's younger than us. So okay,
that could be Karen's mother. I mean, age-wise.
I have a million.
No. You couldn't, Amy. You would have been a teen mom.
Which is possible.
Sure. But you weren't. No, that's true. That's true. You're correct.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
You would have been a very young mom.
Yeah.
So how does this thing come together? Because you guys are American, but it seems like it was very much primed for the UK. So was it like an audition here in America? Did you think you were going to do something primed for this market?
No, we auditioned here.
Right.
We auditioned here in the city.
Fell off her chair. Where'd she go?
I know. She had to go and do something. She'll be back, I think.
Was it like an ad? Was it something like looking for like a Spice Girls kind of situation, like looking for girl groups or something like that?
Yes, we both had agents. We were kid performers, and I remember my agent was like, "They're looking for girls with big personalities," and you're the first one I thought of. That's what my agent said. That's how I got the audition.
My agent was very confused about putting together a pop girl band thing. Did not. She said she had never really gotten a call like that before, and she didn't know what it would entail, but just to go really prepared. Have a song, a dance, just like a lot of stuff ready.
And guess what? We did none of that.
No.
I mean, I got the same.
For the first round of auditions, we just talked. I just talked for like a very long time.
Me too. I feel like I talked for 2 hours.
Yeah.
and then we left, and then I got a call that they wanted me to come back. Celeste, you must have gotten a similar call because we met at the next audition.
No.
Oh, you guys didn't know each other you didn't know each other before?
No, not at all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then it came to our, like, then we ended up finding out that they had auditioned in people in LA and London, and they had to really search for the girls that they wanted, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
We ended up with 2 girls from the tri-state.
Did they want, a Bridge and Tunnel girl group is always the way to go. That's what I think.
So.
Did they want all right, so it wasn't an English production company putting it together. It was an American production company.
No, English. No. Totally.
So did they want American girls, or they just wanted the best that they could find for it?
They auditioned girls in the UK first, but my theory is that they didn't find any girls that were quite as, I don't know, Celeste. I mean, there's a polite way for me to say it, and then there's like an impolite way, right? But I think that they
wanted the right attitude.
Yeah, they wanted attitude. So they want attitude, and I think that like the big personality thing, I think that like maybe we were the first girl that had talked that long. But also the other thing is that at the time they had a deal with Universal for the singles, and they at one point were thinking that they were just going to do like I don't know, like just like Japanese like little like manga characters or something.
Yeah, they were just going to use cartoons. That was a thing going on in Europe at the time, where you would just have like a cartoon sing the song. Like that was I'm Blue, I believe, was just was an actual band, but just the videos were just cartoon people. Like, it was at the time.
Gorillas. Do you remember the Gorillas song?
That was very
that was the cartoon situation.
So they were thinking they were going to do that
song at one point.
But I feel like that might have been why we got the job too, is that we kind of still fit into the cartoon vibe that they initially thought they were going to go for. Because my hair was a very severe bob at the time, bob and bangs. And then I think the two of us together, Celeste, looked like we could be,
Yeah.
We're the closest approximation that they probably met in terms of.
Yeah, and they based little cartoons on us too. So then they ended up turning us into cartoons anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they got their dream.
They did.
They made it happen.
So you went over to the UK. Everything was done over in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So give us, and you had three singles in the UK top 20.
Well, "Ooh, I Stick You" was the first single, and that peaked in the top 10. That was a top 10 single in the UK. So you come out, you have a top 10.
I told you, I was not okay. Was I lying? I had to Wikipedia this shit.
No.
This guy already knows it.
Amy, I was so impressed just now. I was like, wow.
I know.
So how did that? So you have the moment, your first single comes out, and you end up having a top 10 hit. Was it like a whirlwind? Were you just like, okay, we're off to the motherfucking races. Here we go.
It was definitely cool. Like, it was fun. Like, we were on top of the pops. Don't you remember that was fun, Celeste?
It was so fun, but it was also one of those things where, I think up until then, because I got signed at 15 and then I was in it at 16. I think up until then I thought, like you're like Boys to Men and you're like singing on a street corner. They like discover you because of like your talent and all of this. In this group, I realized, oh no, you get there by design.
Yeah.
The amount of money they were putting into our videos, the amount of extras we had, like, I had been doing extra work in New York. Like, I knew a little bit about like what I was like, okay, they want this to do really well at all costs. I was like, we better sell the heck out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not riding on this. So it was exciting, but also it was like, it felt a little bit like you better be top 10.
Right.
You better break the top 20.
Because the coins we put in, we expect hits. Especially since they seem to have, like you said, they had deals for the singles before they actually had a group. So they're like, we have songs. We need somebody who can sing these songs and make this happen, the vision that we have for it.
Yeah, I mean, you're actually really right, Celeste, because I feel like with Usik You, like, even though it charted in the top 10, like, no one was like, this is great. Like, no one was like, amazing job, girls. It was like, why isn't it number one?
But that was always the vibe. The vibe was always like, it should have been number one.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was like a very singles-based, like, energy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Everything was like singles with like a B-side, with like that was it. So it was like you really wanted to chart. I remember, not to jump to another track, but I remember when Ugly was top 20 and not top 10. And everyone was like so sad for us. Meanwhile,
that was a big deal back then. No, even in the US, when you released a single,
that's cool.
When you released a single in the 90s, I was in the music industry, the 90s, the 2000s, and you had an artist, you expected them to do well. Right now, somebody getting a single and say stopped at number 19 would be like, I had a top 20 hit. Back then, it was like 19.
Yeah.
It's my God. Like, it's a flop.
If you didn't come out of the box selling 500,000 your first week, you were a failure.
It was so weird.
People were getting dropped not having top 10. They'd be like, oh, we can't do anything with this. It's like,
we can't make your album because your single didn't do well. Like, it was that type of energy. It was really
who were the people writing? Was this like one of these like stock Waterman Aiken type of things where it's like not Max Martin, but that kind of thing where it was like a crew of songwriters and they were just going to plug the songs in wherever, or
they were specifically catered to us at a certain point. I don't know.
A single chick, and she was rad. She was like the first, before Burning Man has become like the cliche thing it was. Like, she was a burner when it was like a couple, like 1,000 people going out into the desert and doing this. Like, she was like the first person I'd ever met with that energy, like platform boots, like very cool chick. And she was like, when I wrote these songs, they were supposed to be drum and bass. Like, this was not a song at all. I wanted Schoolyard Chants on the drum and bass dance floor. They were supposed to be heavy, fat beats, like not whatever this ended up being. And she was like really raw and honest and fun. Yeah.
She came to Reading with us.
She came to Reading with like that. That's who wrote the songs. Yeah. And then she just sold them and thought they were going to like stay true to her, like her vision. They did not.
But then afterwards, there were kind of like these songs. I don't know. Like, afterwards, it was just a very small group of people that wrote our other songs on the album. And those, Celeste, I think were very specifically catered to us and being like kiddie pop, I'd say, right? Like
a classic
I don't know.
Halloween song, a
Yeah.
country song, a Japanese song. They really tried to reach every market.
The Japanese song.
But I mean, you had the sushi record, right? What was it called? I love sushi.
Wait, did you listen? Have you listened to the whole album?
This thing, I had the album.
Brittany, let us sign the record. I would love to sign the album.
Yes.
The next time Courtney's in Fort Greene, because he does come into the neighborhood now and then, we are going to meet. You are going to bring your album, Courtney.
I got to dig through all the CDs. I have it in there.
He's gonna have it. But you had those. That's amazing. But the album that you did, the more recent album, and more recent is 2018, right? The comeback record. That's a very different sound, though. I mean, it's a kind of you're more. I don't want to say grown up because you are, but it doesn't seem as. It's obviously pop, but it has more of a little bit of an edge to it, and I really like that record. Whoa, what's going on? Everything's breaking. All right, so were you living in England at this point?
Oh yes, we were. We lived there
for the second record.
No, for the first record. The second record we were here, but when we were over there in like the late 90s, early aughts, we were living there.
Oh, look at the cute pooch.
Yeah.
Hey, pooch. Oh.
My cats are still going through their divorce. It's very tragic.
No.
Yeah, they're not talking to each other. No, they're each living in separate rooms now.
Okay, let's talk about Reading.
Wait.
No, I have to bring up Reading.
That's what I'm getting. But that's what I would say. But what was it like living in England? And then we'll go to Reading. What was it like? Like, oh my God, living in England as young women, like cute, hot American girls with a PD. Oh my God, that's fucking.
When there was really cute music, there was great music at that time too. There was really good stuff.
Living in London.
It was great.
Like we would get to go to like Brixton Academy and some like really cool venues like you don't really think you're gonna get to go to. But I think Rent was in the West End, so we got to see that. We were like, it was a very cool time, I think, to be living in London because like Massive Attack was out, Portishead was doing stuff. It was like a pretty cool time. Like Radiohead was putting out some of their best stuff. It was kind of a vibe. Not only that, but juxtapose that with Steps coming out with stuff, All Saints, Honeys, like all of these like very pop.
Courtney's having an orgasm right now.
It was really fun.
I'm obsessed with and have been with Steps. I love
they're great.
I had never heard anything like Steps. I was obsessed.
Steps.
I swear.
They're great. We actually became big fans. We toured.
We got to tour with Steps, and to me, it was like this. We made it.
I'm sorry.
We've made it.
You've toured with Claire Richards and Lisa, but I was B-listed Capital Scott Lee.
I'm gonna go out and I'll come back.
Hold on, Amy, you have to stop talking because I need to talk about Steps.
Wait. Birthday party, and it was all 80s music themed. Remember, Kara?
Oh yeah, H's birthday party.
And Daphne and I went as Run DMC. Yeah, and it was so fun.
It was so fun. He was great. They were all great. It was it was really fun. And Celeste's little sister, do you remember? She became really obsessed with
Steps. 7 Steps, all of them.
Yeah. Club.
Oh my God.
Ain't no party like an S Club party. I used to let me just tell you something.
I remember that song.
So good. I am a pop whore. I am. I love it all. It is not cheesy. There's nothing that's cheesy about me. I feel like not all music has to be deep. Some music just needs to be fucking fun. Can we just have some fun? You know what I mean? Can we I love music that's heavy. I do. I love it. I love music that has a theme. But sometimes I just need the shit that makes me feel good and dance and throw my head back and not think about anything but fun. That's why I like you guys. That's why I love Steps. It's just fun stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of ABBA vibes going on in that era too, where it was like people just wanted to have a good time. And so you had like some of this really heavy alternative rock happening that was like super serious. And then you had this really light bubblegum energy that was happening. And it was fun to be in the UK.
Yeah.
And we got to stay in some pretty cool flats.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. Well, because our manager asked us where we wanted to live, and I had just seen the movie Notting Hill.
So you're like, Notting Hill?
Essentially, yes, that's what we said.
And to
So
our
I
surprise,
don't know
that's
if
where they put us.
Yeah. Like Notting Hill
Like in
looks
the
cute.
bougiest part of London, had no idea what we were doing there. You're like, okay.
Lived in a mew. Brian Eno was a neighbor. You know, like
Nice.
that was our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what makes you, why now? What makes you say, you know what? This is a good time to do, let's get the gang back together. Let's go sing some songs.
Well, we've never been, I mean, I feel like Celeste, we've always kind of stayed together, just
That's
not
the
on
thing, we haven't
stage.
really been apart necessarily.
Yeah. So for us, it doesn't really feel like a reunion because because Celeste is like my little sister. So,
Right.
Yeah. It
but
was
this,
really one of those things where it was like, are you free? Yes. Am I free? Yes. And we're like, okay.
yeah,
Right.
we thought it would be fun. We both have sons who are 5 years old.
Nice.
They both recently turned 5. They are only a week apart in age.
Wow.
Are they? Oh, really? Oh, wow.
We didn't,
Okay.
we did not plan it.
We did not.
But we thought it would be really fun for them because they're at that age where like they're excited about it.
They're curious too, like they hear the music, they have seen our videos on YouTube, and they're just like they get it, but they don't fully get it, and so we want to.
Yeah, how do you explain
that
like,
with
oh,
them.
there's your mother, the woman telling you to clean up your room and she's a pop star. Oh my God, that's going to be so much fun.
But like in a far off land, like we don't get recognized in the States. It's not, it's not really tangible to them yet. We're like,
so talk about Reading.
Let's talk about Reading. Because the thing that I think is fierce about it is the way you two are just like, well, this is happening. Okay.
Reading
Fierce.
is why we're doing it, because it's 25 years since we played Reading.
Yes. That was why we said yes.
Very male dominated. Reading was all dudes on the main stage. We were the only females, and Mighty Hoopla's female headlines.
Like, well, Mighty Hoopla is gay. Mighty Hoopla is like the gay. So the gays are gonna show up and love the shit out of you because that's your peoples, you know.
We're excited. Yeah. We're very like we felt like for like it's the 25th anniversary and we're doing literally the exact opposite festival.
Right.
Like Reading and Mighty Hoopla, like those are like diametrically opposed festivals.
And the girls and gays want us. They've been asking us for a few years now.
Yeah.
We kept saying no because we had little kids and we're like, okay, let's see. And then they asked us again and we're like, you know what? If they really want to see us, like let's go and have a party. Let's give them a good time.
Who's on the bill for Mighty Hoopla this year?
Sierra's headlining. Kesha will be there. The cast of people. Did
I say? Is there a Real Housewife? Or is that just?
Oh God, is Luann? Is it going to be Luann up there singing?
Who was there last year? It's Erica Jane patting the pussy.
You don't get more gay than that. No, that's wonderful.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of queens are going to be there. Some of the winners from UK Drag Race.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mighty Hoopla always has a thing like that. Steps a couple of years ago, I want to say last year was Lisa Scott Lee doing her solo shit. Like all of the good shit. All of the shit that would make me, like we don't get that here in the fucking US. We do not have it. I need a gay festival with all the motherfuckers that I like. We don't have it.
Yeah, and if there's one thing the UK loves, it's nostalgia, and they love holding on to things they like. Like they don't let anything go. I'm convinced that's why Doctor Who's been running for like 60 years. They don't give up on anything. They'll find a way to bring anything back again and again and again. Like Steps will have a career until they're in their 80s. I guarantee you.
Listen, I get every new Steps album. Don't fuck around. New Steps album drops day of. I have it. Love me some Steps. Love it. I have every one of their 14 greatest hits albums. Come on, all of them.
Such a good greatest hits record.
Wait, do they have new music? Steps?
What?
Don't.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
I just messed up. I'm gonna go.
Are you trying to be offensive? Because I don't understand what's happening. Okay. It started with the. Hold on, I got to run through
the whole history of Steps. Okay.
It started when they came back with with Tears on the Dance Floor. But what was the album? Now I can't think of it. Yeah, no, Tears on the Dance Floor. And that has Scared of the Dark. That was their big we came back together moment. Okay. And then that was a hit. Then they came out with What the Future Holds, Part 1 and Part 2. They put out 3 new albums. They've had huge tours, and they put all of that out kind of almost in a row. So they took off all of last year because they had done all those albums. Then they did a big tour during COVID, like right as COVID ended. And now we haven't heard from them in a second. And Claire put out her second solo album, which was more dance oriented, even though I loved her first solo album more. Because the second one, I was like, I don't like that these, like, she did covers of all of her favorite disco divas, but I felt like the tracks felt they didn't do her justice for her voice.
Is there like any bar? Is there like a bar in the UK where they do a Steps trivia night? Because you would clean up, right?
Let me tell you something. I would clean up.
When we first decided to start doing this podcast, I think there were 2 things that convinced Courtney we would be a good fit. I said I knew who Malene Farmer was, and that I had seen Sugar Babes. And when I told him
I they were. I like Sugar Babes.
I liked them. They were good. Now don't ask me what iteration I saw of them, because it was in 2005 in Berlin at an Adidas fashion show that I was there with my then boyfriend. But I was when they announced them, I was like, oh my God, the Sugar Babes. And I was the only person in the circle of people I was with who knew who they were. So
for the record, you saw Keisha, Amel, and Heidi. Okay. That is the version Keisha, that you saw.
All right, thank you.
Okay, nice.
I wouldn't know, but that was like, Courtney was like, I've known this woman for many years. We have lots of mutual friends. We respect each other. She knows 2 gay icon groups. Come on,
she knew me, Lynn, and she's like, I've seen the Sugar Babes. I was like, I can fuck with you. We're going to do this. We're going to do this show.
It's so all right. So you're going to be doing new material. It's just going to be. Do you perform with track with a band? Like what's going?
We have a producer / DJ that we perform with.
Okay.
And then we'll have some surprises. The set list is a secret.
Nice.
Okay. We won't tell anybody. We won't tell anybody. It's a secret. It's not Tess getting up there, is it? You can tell me off camera.
What, Tess? No, Tess is coming now.
I know Tess is coming. I'm so excited about that.
Another friend from the block.
It must spark like something in you, though, to know that, wow, there's still people want to see us. They're still asking us to come do this, to come out there and be able to sing your stuff and just, especially like in front of the gays. We're that audience who appreciates, and they're going to fucking love it in you guys, I
think the coolest thing about being like a 2000 act is that me personally, I got to grow up with some of the fans.
Yeah.
Like they'd find us on MySpace, and then they'd find us on Facebook, and then they'd find us on Instagram. And then when we toured in 2019 or 2018, they showed up at shows. Like they would support us. Like, oh, I've DM'd you. Or like, oh my God, you're you. Like, you know what I mean? Like some of them have sent us videos like at their gay weddings of them playing Usick You and me being like, oh no. Everybody loved it. And I was like, are you sure? It's wedding material music. But it's one of those things where you're kind of growing up with the fans. So it's like, if we could do something like just give them a good escape for 30 minutes, that's what we want to do.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be totally fun. Are you kidding me? And I'm also going to have you bring back candy for me, but I'll give you my order before you leave, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
No, it's going to be a blast. No,
are you going to make? My big question is: are you going to make another record?
I feel like I would never say never, Celeste.
Yeah. We didn't even know we were going to make the second record. It's just a producer approached us, and the music was very like adjacent to what we had done while being a lot like so much better and so much like his voice mixed with our voice. It was a fun project. So because we stay friends, like when it comes to like creative like project, we don't really close the door. It's like if someone came and they were like, we really have a vision for like an album for you guys, you want to do it, we'd probably be down.
Right.
But it's not like something we're chasing at all. We kind of want a TV show.
Right.
Yeah, TV.
Yeah.
But also, no, but initially.
A lot of variety show. There's not enough variety shows anymore.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
true.
God.
I love a variety
I love
show.
variety
So do
show.
I.
love
where
a
you bring
variety
back
show.
some of like the old school like
Oh,
90s
I
acts and you
love
have like
variety-
different like
Oh, yeah.
comedy elements and like
We don't have a
little
Mike
things
Douglas,
there with
Dinah
the-
Shore, all of those shows where
Yeah.
it'd just
No,
be
but
like,
those-
yeah.
And they
Yeah.
got
we were
away with
talking about
murder
the
with
show
those
the other
shows.
day, the Fly Girls. Karen and I were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about why
Yeah.
do you just dance breaks in the middle of shows anymore? That was
Right.
the best. Like you know,
It really was. It
I
really,
know.
really was.
I really miss.
I remember
miss
wanting
dance
to be a
breaks.
Fly
Yeah.
Girl so bad.
Mhm.
Rosie Perez lives right up the street from us, Karen. We could just go.
Wow.
Yeah, she's
I didn't
on
know that.
Clinton. Yeah,
Oh,
she's on
really?
Clinton. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
Rosie
God,
Perez is
so
a New York
cool.
icon.
I love a variety show. I mean, that's my era. When I was a kid, that's all that was on were variety
Yeah.
shows. And when you think
Yeah.
about it, those shows were much edgier than anything on TV.
Yeah,
I
I feel like you're able to push the boundaries a bit more.
No,
It's really
I remember
fun.
coming home. John Lennon and Yoko Ono were co-hosting the Mike Douglas show for
That's
a
cool.
week, and they had the Yippies on, and they were singing. It was like bananas, and you're sitting there
Yeah.
like
So cool.
9 years old, going, "This is so weird."
Like
So
even the
cool.
Richard show was so
Yeah.
fun. I remember being little and just being like, "What is happening?" Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it just kind of
It's
expands your brain because it's so chaotic and weird. Like that's kind of what we would want to do if we got the opportunity.
Oh yeah,
think we-
absolutely.
I mean, we already have chaotic now. We need chaotic and weird, not
Yeah.
just chaotic and destructive.
Exactly.
We
Well,
need
and
to
also
bring
fun. I think
fun
it's fun.
chaos. Fun
Yeah.
chaos. I think
Exactly.
kids will definitely. I think having kids would definitely inspire you towards fun chaos too,
Yeah.
Yes.
because that's the best part about kids. Not to get all is that you get to be like rolling around
Yeah.
and being chaotic, and that would be. I hope you guys do make another record because it was fun. Fun listening to that. I did not hear it when it first came out. I mean, wasn't aware of it, but listening to it now, it's really, really fun stuff. You know, I mean, and
Yeah.
it's. I'm so excited for you. I think it's going to be great. You're playing. Is it one day or is it a 2-day festival?
We're
Hoopla
playing
is
one
a
day.
couple of days. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Hoopla itself
We're
is a
playing-
weekend.
Yeah, we're playing the
Mhm.
Saturday.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got the Saturday, which is always fierce at Hoopla. That's fabulous.
Yes.
I'm very jealous.
Oh, I wish you were coming to the show.
Courtney,
No.
there are planes that go places.
You know I hate to fly.
I know, but I'm just saying we're going to be
Especially
off.
with this current administration.
What about the QE? What about the QE2? That
Yes.
still goes out. You can take a boat.
Candace took the QE2 back from England,
Okay, let me just say this. I'm looking at the lineup.
or the Queen Mary, not the QE2.
Oh my God, there you are right there. There's Daphne
I know.
and Celeste. Wait, motherfucking Jamila is on this show.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I love Jamila.
Motherfucking Jade is on this show.
Oh yeah.
It's a great lineup.
Special guests.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great lineup.
oh,
JoJo.
It's a great
JoJo was
lineup.
on there. JoJo is
Wait,
some
American
JoJo's
Jade?
on
Oh
there.
yeah.
American Jade? American Jade?
No,
the girl from-
Jade from Little Mix. Come on, Amy, get your
All
UK-ness up. Oh my God, Samantha
you know-
motherfucking Moomba is on this show.
Yeah.
Courtney, get on a flight.
I think so. Or I mean,
Weekend.
honestly, like a luxury liner across the
Yeah.
ocean is also a nice
for
way
a
to
very
go.
specific fan base, and I think that's what makes it fun. Like
Yeah.
I was even looking at the Mighty Hoopla Malta because they do like a resort one, and that one looks fun too.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
They
Yeah.
do one in Malta. Oh, you have to get that
Mhm.
one too.
Yeah, I'm trying. Hopefully, we
Yeah.
turn it out enough that they invite us to Malta.
That's where Pete Buttigieg.
I don't know if
comes
we
from.
give big resort energy.
No, you could definitely. No. I could definitely see you. You could get like some fabulous resort wear, a couple of moo-moos, rock it.
I don't know how you
Totally.
pronounce her name, but she's like a legend. Alternate.
Oh,
Is gonna be at the Malta one, and like I would
Oh
flip
my
out.
God.
Courtney works with her.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yes. He's
No, well,
amazing.
Bill works with her.
With her, but Courtney
Jill
works.
works.
Oh my God. Courtney works. Our friend Bill Coleman, and Courtney's part of their team. Bill Coleman has been Ultranate's manager and producer. Bill Coleman is another neighborhood guy who
Yeah,
I need to
she's a
introduce you.
legend.
Oh yeah, cool.
Baltimore House, but he has worked with Ultranate from the very, very beginning. And here he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Do not fuck with
Nice.
Ultra. She's my goddess.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Ultranate is great. Ultranate
I love
and a
it.
diva. A diva but yeah, Alternate is a friend of, is a friend of the family.
And she's been on the show. I love Ultra. She's amazing.
Like such an icon, and it's like it's really cool the acts that like Mighty Hoopla gets because they're acts that are like really just fun and feel good, and like people know all the words, and it's like you probably just feel like you're in such a community. So to get to be a part of that and to be invited, I'm just excited.
And I think people need that in 2025. Everything just is like full of fuckery and madness. So it's like a little bit of some shit that's like, can we just dance and sing and remember the time when we were just happy?
Just a little bit of escape. You don't have to worry about anything. Just memorize the words to some of these songs. They can just feel good for however long you want to feel good. Yeah, so we're trying to bring a whole party. We hope we can bring the vibes.
I think you can.
We tied in a bubble machine, so hopefully that
Say no more.
Everyone, I mean, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to have to bid goodbye to you. Of course, Karen, I won't have to bid goodbye to you because I can just meet you downstairs and see you in the laundromat. And Celeste, you'll have to come over too.
I will see you soon, Amy. Thank you guys for having us on.
We want to thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah,
we're going to thank you.
We want to thank you guys for being on the show. And Courtney, give us the big official wrap-up thing that you do so well, because he does it because he's got the good radio voice.
You know what it is, kids. Follow us every week on the Pantheon Media Network. You love us. We love you. Rock with us on our Facebook. I'm going to let you finish, all one word. And we will see you next week. And don't forget, kids, we're going bi-weekly this summer because in my head, I'm bisexual. So why not go bi-weekly? We will see you next week. Toodles. Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.